What's up? What's up? What's up? How's everybody doing? It is this week on the Fantasy Hub. Your host Uriah is back, and welcome back, Mr. Foley.
The betrayed and besmirched Foley. But he does want to tell you about today's sponsor.
Oh, no.
There will be a
goodness.
second sponsor later in this if I don't forget to mention it. But the first sponsor is Equinox Coffee.
Really?
The official meeting place of Dr. Anthony Lee and his supervisees. Equinox Coffee, open every Christmas.
They're open on Christmas?
They always say they're going to close, but then they always open.
Those
Sure,
poor
okay.
poor
People-
employees.
You need coffee on Christmas too? I don't know.
Welcome back, Evan. How are you doing?
I'm doing okay, man. Doing just fine. How are you?
We're doing wonderful. Look, before I'm just going to clear the air.
We're just going to do it?
We're just going to do it.
Just dive right in. All right.
This shall be, and if I had my gavel with me, I would bang it right now. This shall be the last of the infamous trade talk we had this weekend. And anybody who's listening, I saw we had some people in Scotland and England gave us a listen. So just for anybody listening, we have our own little league. We cut up, and this week in our league,
It
there
blew
was
up.
there
the
was
whole damn thing exploded.
it was besmirched by
Yeah.
Mr. Foley with his crazy trade, and I will set the mood, and then I will hand it to Foley and let him have his last hurrah on this subject.
Sure.
He offered another person.
No, I'll stand for him
Okay,
on this.
Okay, somebody else offered him.
Yep.
Excuse me.
Somebody offered it.
Must have been at gunpoint, but he was offered Christian McCaffrey, Travis Kelce, for
A bag of chips.
and Brian Robinson Jr. and Cooper Rush. I'll hand it over to Foley. Foley, explain yourself and where you are coming from. Because before we even start, I want to say this: you have to know, as a rational fantasy football player, this was not a good fair trade.
Well, here's what I will say. First of all, for full context, the trade was vetoed
was?
by a power-hungry commissioner.
Oh, my goodness.
Absolutely.
We got a
Plus-
guest. James is here today.
plus the gaggle of the other people.
Yeah, there was a riot in the league. Here's what I will say. I was as surprised as anyone when that offer came through. I had sent a different offer. That was the counter because he wanted a running back back. That running back being Brian Robinson. He was the Austin Eckler owner. Now, I will keep this brief. I am also tired of talking about this for now. I'll occasionally bring it up and bitch. Excuse my language. But for the most part, I'm tired of talking about this.
Sure.
Here's what I will say. In a vacuum, two quarterback league. This is important. He had just lost Dak. Cooper Rush for Christian McCaffrey, who had not played a down at that point. We have been here on this podcast all year saying, will he even play this year? Okay, it was looking like he was going to come back. We had no idea what that was going to look like. Cooper Rush for Christian McCaffrey, I don't think that's an insane deal. I genuinely do not think that's an insane deal on its own.
I
Evan
think
is nodding for the record.
I think it's crazy, but go ahead.
I don't think that it's a good trade, but I don't think that something like that would have gotten the response that we had here.
And then, separately,
On the contrary,
Now just-
I do.
Evan thinks it's not. Yeah, sure, it would still benefit me, but it's not insane. It's not a veto trade, I don't think. Now set that to the side. Brian Robinson Jr., who has been a good running back this year, for Travis Kelce, who we also have spent most of the year saying, is he the same? Is he the same? He's had a good few weeks, but is it the same?
I would have been fine with that trade. That single trade, I would have been okay with it.
So we've got Uriah saying one side, the Robinson for Kelce, he would have been fine with.
Yes.
Evan is saying he would have been fine with Rush for McCaffrey.
I would have thought it was dumb.
You would have thought it was dumb, but
I
you wouldn't want to veto. Now we combine those two, and
Nope.
suddenly it's a riot.
Because
It is a different. The combination is different,
And-
there's context that has not been mentioned yet.
go
The
and, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay.
I want you to explain where you're coming from. So we have a rational conversation here.
The context that has not been explained yet is the person giving up these two superstar players for dog dirt is 2-7 and is pretty much out of the playoffs already. That's a big
3-7
part
now.
Like I said, because he needed CMC.
because he kept CMC and Travis Kelce and
and
got
that's
his lineup.
if he
yeah.
did not have those two people, he would have lost.
That is a big weighing part. Here's the thing. I'm not one that's like super big into vetoing trades. I don't think that it's a good, healthy thing to just veto a trade just because you don't like it. There are certain circumstances in which vetoes have to be applied in order for a league to stay balanced. And that is obvious collusion, which this was not. I don't believe at all that this was some sort of buy-off thing. And league-shakingly bad trades. That is the only time that I would say, yes, we got to cancel this. And that's what I feel like this was. And it was, I'll tell you, my original, my instant reaction to it was, what in the hell is this going on about? And I thought to myself, maybe I'm overreacting. I'll get some external opinions about this. And of the 25 people that I talked to about this that aren't in this league, 25 of them said, that's a shit trade. It should not be allowed through. Again, pardon my language.
So, this is where I'm coming from. I'm coming from a place of reason. First reason, like Evan stated, the difference, you know what? I'm not even going to say that. I'll let that pass. Kelsey for Robinson, fine. 2 and whatever, I'm fine with that. The problem I have was, yes, my hands are going together.
Yeah.
Like Ross Perot. But
That's timely.
Excellent callback.
You're welcome.
Our young listeners are gonna love
You're
that.
gonna love that
Let
bit.
me prove it. So anyway, the problem I have is we all know who Cooper Rush is. We all know.
And we know what the Cowboys are this year.
There's no secret on who he is. It's not like you were going to go, okay, Dak was averaging 20 points. So you would say, I will take a quarter to a half is what Cooper Rush is going to perform.
I disagree.
I understand. I would too if I was in your position. I think that's what's the killing point, and everybody knows what CMC is. Even though he had some kind of in vitro ate somebody's uterus or something, whatever.
Like
I mean,
shark stem cells, something. I don't know.
Yes, I mean we understand that's what happened, but we still know who CMC is. So from my point, it was a crap trade because of the difference. Now, like I told you, if you would have hit back with like Tua.
Non-starter.
I understand. But that's if you want CMC a number 1 draft pick, you also got to take that in consideration. Even though he hasn't played, there's so many.
Let me ask you this.
Yes.
What if I had thrown in, and I would have been happy to have done this, by the way. What if I had thrown in some fab?
No.
I mean, you can name a price.
No, you cannot take.
I don't take a lot of value into fab, but again, all of it is a wash now, and it doesn't matter anyway. I think that it's for the best that it didn't happen. We had a brief discussion a couple of weeks ago when we talked about who I think the best team in the league is for the rest of the season. If it helps you at all, I believe that it was yours. I think you might have the strongest team in the league already.
I think it's Tony.
That when the jerk in Tampa Bay gets back into
Next
action,
week.
I think that you have a strong contention.
Thank you for that. I know that pained you to say.
I'm just saying.
But these next 2 losses is going to hinder him.
But no, this one loss. Yeah, Evans will be back next week. This week's going to be rough for me, although I've gotten some good news today. My last 2 points on this, and I am ready to move on. As far as the Cooper Rush himself thing, look, I know he just had a terrible game. That happened after this all went down.
2 points.
But
Immediately.
you go back to the last time he played that 5-game stretch. I know this is not like the voice of reason or anything, but Cowboys super fan Skip Bayless said he liked Cooper Rush more than
Ew.
Dak Prescott by the end of that.
See.
He thought that Cooper Rush
quote
was the better
Skip Bayless,
quarterback.
that's the bad
So I'm just
part.
saying, there are people out there who believe that. And I don't know if Allen listens to Skip Bayless. He might have been like, hey, this could be an upgrade for the Cowboys offense right here. My final thing on this, and this is something that I truly believe it is one of the things that has bothered me the most about this veto, is I think if you change this to be it's me and Evan making this trade, I am giving Evan, Travis Kelce, and Christian McCaffrey for Brian Robinson Jr. and Cooper Rush. The league would say Foley's a grown man, and he has his own views of this. he's going, and they'll let it through.
But again,
they'll think Foley's crazy, but they'll think Foley's got some idea
but
of
that
why
goes
he's doing
to
this.
that goes to what I was talking about. It's not one part of any of this. It's the compendium of all of it. It's the fact that you and I are both contenders.
And
so
I mean,
I've made
same
that
records
decision.
as
Okay,
like,
and
change the records to.
I don't think that this was personal in that
Say-
regard. I
also,
don't think that it was.
You saying that, I will say this: if that trade would have been made between you two, I still would have called for a vote.
I think so. I think that anybody looking at that trade would.
I
would
don't
think-
believe you.
If,
I think it's a conspiracy
And-
against Foley. The same
Well,
way
Foley bad though.
last year, yeah, Foley bad. So everyone's
and look, we will close the trade talk with this one last thing. Everybody knows me, and everybody knows who I am, especially in this league.
And in
it's-
Scotland apparently.
Yeah, absolutely. And saying with the late, great Dikembe Mutombo, no. So moving on, we will come right out to week
It's all done.
11. It's done. It's finished.
done.
James, don't do it. So coming out, we'll have week 11 injuries.
Lord.
Yes, I will just start with the Thursday.
Yep.
All I have is keep a watch out for Brian Robinson
he's back. He's healthy.
and keep a watch out for Devontae Smith.
I think he came back healthy today.
Well, neither one of them practiced, but
Right.
I mean it's Wednesday before. They're probably not going to practice. So.
Yeah, but Robinson has no injury designation.
Yeah, on Yahoo, Devontae lost his today too. He went back to healthy.
All right, so we got anything for the Thursday game as far as injuries?
Right. No, I think those are the two to discuss. I will just say this was a big deal for Foley, who was having to. If Brian Robinson did not play, I have Chuba Hubbard and Tyrone Tracy on bye this week. I was going to have
Tough
to
one.
stick in Audric Estime, and I was not going to feel great about it.
You know, people got a little bit of hype behind this kid.
Yeah.
He's looking all right, but you know,
All right. So for the rest of the league, the only thing I had was Adam Thielen coming back, maybe.
coming back. When is he 62?
I
Yes.
knew he was going to come back at some point.
Brandon Cooks coming back,
God bless, I need him in another.
and Pacheco and Ray Rice.
Yeah, Pacheco is he coming back this week?
He will not play this week.
Okay.
He is.
I heard he was
is-
back by the playoffs. I just didn't know.
He will probably play next week. He's off the IR. He's practicing, but they don't think he's going to play this week.
Okay. Any other injuries y'all have for note?
Not I mean, there are a few minors. I know Metcalf is still questionable. Dalton Kincaid's a little banged up. We can talk more about that as we go. But nothing major. I think the biggest news of the week was Anthony Richardson coming
Yeah.
back, which.
I
God
assume-
bless, as someone who is playing against the guy who has Joe Flacco this week, and he has no other second quarterback.
It's a stinger.
You're welcome for Russell Wilson.
I mean, they really just kind of they don't know what they're doing in Indianapolis, right?
No clue.
These are the two options. Either they have no idea what they're doing in the front office in Indianapolis, or the message was received by Anthony Richardson. The benching message actually got through with him, and I guess we'll see Sunday whether or not that's the case.
I think it's more the former.
Yeah.
I think that.
I believe that they're just hoping in a prayer that Anthony Richardson can do more than Joe Flacco. I don't believe in either one of them.
I mean, I told y'all that Joe Flacco is not a good quarterback, and why are people acting like he is? He is
Well,
not.
He's an okay quarterback.
Neither is Anthony Richardson.
Yeah.
But Anthony Richardson is at least young and has a chance to develop.
There
Joe
is another
Flacco
one.
is not developing at this point in his career.
There is an injury designation we didn't bring up. Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins,
Yeah.
injured throwing arm. He practiced in its right shoulder and right elbow. Yikes.
He'll be
And he's
fine.
100,000 years old.
He'll be fine. So, this week on the version of Spice the Meatball,
As an Italian American, I don't know if I should be offended.
You should
by
be-
this.
Maybe a little.
you should be happy that I'm saying this. I'm promoting Italian heritage. Daniel Jones is done in New York,
I've heard this.
and doesn't really matter. Should you throw in the towel for the year or just go with DeVito as the organization? But as a good friend of mine, Lee Corso, says, not so fast, my friend. Daniel Jones is probably part of the problem, but not all of it.
No, there's a lot of problems in there, but I think it's Drew Lock.
Correct. It is Drew Lock, not Danny
Old
Tommy
Cutlets.
DeVito. Yeah.
Does it really matter?
It's Drew Lock,
Does
and there is good reason to bench Daniel Jones at this point.
Okay.
If he gets hurt,
He's out money. Or they're out.
They're out a lot of money for next year because he will have a guarantee kick in if he cannot pass a physical in the spring.
Well, what do you say, Evan? Is this?
I think that the Giants are bad, and it makes me a little bit sad because I do have Tyrone Tracy in one league, and I feel like he could just be going off if they had some sort of competency back there. I haven't seen anything yet that says that Daniel Jones is for sure out. Schefter was talking about it a little bit, but I don't know. If I'm the GM, I guess it makes sense to wheel out Drew Lock. You're not playing for anything. Of all the NFC teams, they're the only one not in the hunt.
That's
at
crazy.
all.
That's crazy.
The only one. Who knows? You know.
All right. So the second one, this is more fantasy relevant. Can you trust the fantasy bottom dwellers like the Titans, the Cowboys, the Raiders to help your fantasy team for the rest of the year? I say let them go. I know it sounds crazy, but you can't trust greats like Lamb and Bowers and Pollard consistently to help your team.
I will push back on some of this. Pollard, I agree. He's not going to be consistent. Bowers.
Pollard has been way more consistent than you guys are recognizing. Pollard
He's
has
been
not
pretty good. Don't get me
He's
wrong.
been about 15 points a week. Average.
Don't get me wrong. Yeah,
No,
he's been
I-
fine. Of the three, he's the one I would be the lowest on. Lamb,
Mine would be Bowers.
obviously, as the Lamb owner,
And Lamb.
I have.
I was going to ask you.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
The last time Cooper Rush played a 5-game stretch, CeeDee Lamb averaged 18.5 points per game. Now, the offense as a whole is worse than it was at that time, but I think that CeeDee Lamb is still, like what we saw there. He caught 6 catches, had 10 targets, and it just went for 21 yards, and that was the problem. But 6 catches, 10 targets is an excellent sign for future production. I'm not too worried. If anything, Brandon Cooks coming back might help CeeDee Lamb, get a little bit of pressure off of him, but yeah, I'm not worried about CeeDee Lamb. They have a pretty good schedule for wide receivers.
I was about to say he's got a very friendly schedule coming up.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I think I probably misspoke, but besides those, I just use those as examples.
Yeah.
Bottom dwelling teams.
Yeah,
Are you willing?
Ramondre.
Are you willing to trust those people?
I'm not loving it if I mean, you're going to not have a choice pretty soon. You're going to be stuck with your roster. Yeah,
I'm done on like Michael Pittman. You know, I'm bailing on Colts at this point. It's entirely situational. Ramondre Stevenson, yeah, what are you going to do? You're going to run him, most likely, even though you don't like it. CeeDee Lamb, you're going to run him. You might not like it, but what do you got above it?
Yeah, well, and for me, like Ramondre, this is probably, hopefully, if all goes well for me, this is the last week I have Ramondre Stevenson in my starting lineup because Tyrone Tracy, Chuba Hubbard, God willing, will go the rest of the way, and I have a whole lot of blind handcuffs. But yeah, for the time being, I'm going to be, and I've got Brian Robinson too. So Ramondre will hopefully be the odd man out, but I've got him there just in case. But no, I wouldn't want to trust him. I wouldn't want to go in with him as my starter in the playoffs.
Who did you trade for CeeDee Lamb?
CeeDee Lamb was Brock Bowers.
And see, I thought that was a bad trade, and I almost called for the veto, but I didn't.
Yeah, that one's pretty even in my head.
Brock Bowers?
Brock Bowers is,
You hate Bowers more than anyone else.
No.
I've
he's
met.
doing pretty good.
I
Man.
actually love him.
He is a top 3 tight end.
If you need a tight end,
Okay,
you could do much worse.
Like I said, I didn't. I was just wondering. And and now for the public service announcement, guys. Please watch your rosters. This is when it starts getting squirrely in the leagues. You have to watch all the games because, like I said, these are great players who had a great start of the year. But you better be willing to pivot now because the not so great names are starting to heat up. What say y'all? Any difference?
No, I mean this is cuffing season is what I will say. I've loaded up on a lot of blind handcuffs, and I encourage any of our listeners to explore that. Cut the dead weight and pick up guys. You're not pulling for injuries, but I mean if Kyron Williams gets hurt, I've got Blake Corum. If DeAndre Swift gets hurt, I've got Roshan Johnson. This is the time of year. You know what a lot of those wide receivers are and are not. So pick up a handcuff running back.
I like to think of this as prime waiver wire season. A lot of people think that the peak of the waiver wire is weeks 3-6 or whatever, but I kind of like it at the end of the season because that's when people are getting worn down, and you're gonna get these people that pop out of nowhere, Cedric Tillman, these kinds of guys that just come out and start swinging.
All right, so this week's teams will be the bye weeks will be the Giants, the Cardinals, and the Buccaneers, and the Panthers.
Don't remind me.
So moving
I'm sorry,
on.
since we're not going to talk about the Cardinals very much, although I will.
All right, guys. Sorry for the technical difficulty we just had, but Foley was fixing to talk about the Cardinals.
Yeah, so since they're on bye, I do just want to take a brief moment to discuss this. Are you ready to admit that you are wrong about Kyler Murray and the Cardinals as a whole? I mean, I said on draft day that the Cardinals could be a sneaky playoff contender, and here we are. So are you just ready to admit this?
I actually don't even know what Kyler's been up to this year. I haven't paid
He
any
has been
attention
pretty
to him.
darn good lately.
It's
He
not
put up
bad.
31 points on the Jets Sunday.
Sure, and he's got he also has a pretty friendly stretch going down the line. He's got the Vikings one week, but everything past that looks smooth sailing.
Uno momento, por favor. I stand tall where I'm at.
Oh, come on. That's too easy.
Guys, okay, I will get into it in one of my other rants, but I would not call him being right below Daniel Jones as a great stat.
He had a rough start.
I-
He has hit his stride and is far
Foley,
better than Jets.
all honesty, I cannot help. Numbers don't lie. We have already agreed on this. Kyler Murray is a baseball player, not a football player.
Lord, this man is in such denial.
I'm not in denial. He's not a good football player. I mean, you can look at the team around him. Nobody is great. If you are
What
right,
an MVP.
agree to disagree, Foley.
He did. You can
mean-
look it up. He won it.
I mean, I can't help that. But I'm literally, you can literally look at the stats, and he's right below Daniel Jones, and Sam Darnold, and Aaron Rodgers.
Sam Darnold's been pretty good too, though.
Aaron Rodgers?
What? No, Sam Darnold.
I know.
He's been all right.
Aaron Rodgers is above him.
That's not.
I'm not saying that Murray didn't have his struggles earlier in the year. Last, say, 4 games though, which I think is a good sample size of future production. It's been great. He's been better than you make him out to be.
Been good for 3 out of 4 of them.
I
He
wouldn't
had a
call
He's
real
been
bad
better
one.
than you make it out to be.
I wouldn't call 15 touchdowns great.
Sure.
He has been better than you make it out to be.
I don't think so. Anyway, we'll move on.
He's
Just
not even playing this week.
We will come back to him though in a little bit.
Oh
Okay.
Lord. Okay. Thursday night we have the Commanders, who are 7-3, versus the Eagles, who are 7-2.
That's a surprising stat to me. The Eagles don't look like a 7-2 team.
They do not.
They've
And
gotten better every week, especially since the bye. They've actually been pretty fantastic.
so what are y'all saying on these teams? I'll say this. I know I've been that negative about Jaden Daniels, but he is still not a good quarterback. Look, read the stats.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, he's had some pretty mid games and then some bad ones.
He's been a top 10
hasn't-
fantasy quarterback.
Is he a top 10 quarterback now?
At the beginning of the year, he was a top 5 most weeks, but right now he's kind of fallen off a little bit. But it's tough. It's tough to say with that type of quarterback because he's not hucking
So with-
long touchdowns
So
or
with
anything like that.
Jaden, we only want to look at the recent weeks. With Kyler, we want to look at the whole
I'm
year.
looking at
I'm,
all
look,
of
I'm looking at both of them. They're terrible. Both
I
of them
agree
are
with
terrible.
you closer than I agree with him.
Yeah.
I think Jaden's fine. I don't think that. I think Kyler's pretty good too. But
Next thing
I mean,
y'all
look, I
say
think
is
here's what I will
Caleb
say.
is great.
Here's
no,
what I will
Caleb's
say.
bad.
Schematically, and we'll get into Caleb later. But schematically with Jaden, this has always been my trouble with the zone read play at the NFL level. And man, they've used it so much. And we saw Pittsburgh just figure it out. This is the thing. Once you know the read on the zone read, you can it becomes a cheat code for the defense where you can just make them do what you want them to do. Okay, if this linebacker crashes, Jaden keeps it, and if he sits back, Jaden hands it off. If you don't want Jaden to take off, you're just going to sit back every time and let them put Austin Eckler up the middle and see what happens. And that was exactly what the Steelers did. As much as I praise Cliff Kingsbury in a lot of ways, I do not like the read option play in the NFL for that reason. We saw it happen a lot with Justin Fields last year in Chicago. where they just forced him to hand it off every time and he became less effective. I think there's got to be a schematic adjustment there. That said, though, Jaden Daniels has still been a very good
He's been pretty
quarterback.
good. And I'll be honest with you, the Commanders, I feel like, would look a lot scarier if they had a stronger receiving core. And Scary Terry's great. But your next up is Noah Brown.
Yeah.
And I was going to even mention it. Noah Brown might be kind of a deep sleeper for the week if you feel like it. Give it a shot. But I'm not I'm not rolling those dice myself. But that team looks a lot better if they give him somebody else in there. Give him a Keenan Allen out there or something, and they look great.
I agree with you, and they tried. Like, they were interested in Deontay Johnson. They were interested in Brandon Ayuk in the preseason. So they agree with you.
Okay, this is where I'm coming from. Both of those quarterbacks, you have to temper your expectations. They have came way down. Now, you did say Kyler's on the upward, Jaden's on the downward. I get that. Personally, I cannot trust Kyler Murray. Personally, I cannot trust Jaden Daniels right now. Beginning of the season, I didn't trust him, didn't see him. I was okay after about 2 games. Still, I cannot trust him. I cannot trust a running quarterback in this league besides Lamar. That being said, if you got him, you're probably starting him. But
Yes.
please do not. If you have a better option, please go with the better option.
Please start Jaden Daniels.
Okay,
Just as a rule of thumb, it's usually a good idea to go with the better option of 2.
Okay, so if I told you without looking, if I told you C.J. Stroud or Jaden
Give me
Daniels,
Jaden Daniels.
I think I'm taking Jaden Daniels too, as of this point in the season, because CJ's kind of he's lost a lot of weapons. He's not looking as sharp these last few weeks. I
Nix,
think I take Jaden.
Jaden Daniels.
I mean, are you asking statistically so far, or are you asking
Yeah.
who I would play?
Who would you play?
I would play Jaden Daniels, although I do think Bo Nix has a great week this week. Statistically so far this season, it's probably close.
What say you? Bo Nix is
I
right
don't
below.
even know. I don't even know who the Broncos are playing this
He
week.
is right below Jaden Daniels.
Yeah.
2 spots. So saying that, I think we said Eagles start everybody.
Yeah, I mean, if Devontae's going to play, I think this is a good matchup for him. I mean, we saw George Pickens and Mike Williams just manhandle these Washington corners. Devontae isn't the one who can manhandle them necessarily, but I think he can still do okay.
Might be able to zip past him a little bit.
Unless Lattimore plays, that's the one question. Is like he can complicate things, but I mean AJ Brown.
I'm still hurt by it.
Yeah, I know, but AJ Brown against
Forbes.
Mississippi State, Emmanuel Forbes.
He's
I'm-
just a baby. Leave him alone. He's gonna grow into his own.
He is a baby with the face of a 40-year-old man, a chain-smoking old man. I'm very excited about AJ Brown. Obviously Saquon. Yeah, it's pretty straightforward with the Eagles. Jalen Hurts has been a top 4 quarterback in fantasy right now. Humble brag in my Superflex league. He is one of 3 of the top 4 quarterbacks I have in
Do
that
you
league.
know who else is looking really good in Philadelphia? Mr.
Dallas
Dallas Goedert is coming along nicely since his return, and I'm happy for him.
All right,
I'd go in a different direction at tight end this week.
So I would start him. The Commanders. Y'all said Jaden Daniels.
Yeah, Jaden.
I'll say it under duress.
Yeah.
And
Brian
Scary
Robinson?
Terry is the only other start. Brian Robinson, I am starting this week because again,
have no choice.
Bye week hell. It's him or Roderick Estime.
That seems like a clear choice in that situation.
I would advise, if possible, avoiding it. I have Brian Robinson in other leagues, and I am sitting him. I'm just
You
worried
trust
about.
Eckler? You think Eckler still gets any work?
I do. I think it's going to be like not 50-50. Robinson will get most, but I think Eckler could vulture a touchdown from him. And I just don't really want it this week. As slow as Robinson's been to come back, I want to see what happens first. But again, if you're desperate, you can plug him. He has gotten a touchdown in like damn near every game he's played.
To revisit the whole Kyler and Jaden, out of the 2, who would y'all take?
NFL or fantasy?
I think that's situational.
Fantasy right now.
Fantasy, I would go Jaden.
I think it's situational for me because if I had those 2 and I had to pick between which one, it's going to depend on what they're
Okay,
looking at.
I'm saying right now you have to pick one or the other
To
for the
run
rest
for
of
the
year.
rest of the season.
Okay,
No bye weeks, no nothing. Just
I just kind of want
Yeah,
to
without looking at their schedule, I would say Jaden.
looking at the schedule, I'm going with Jaden because the rest of their season: Dallas, Tennessee, New Orleans, Philly again, and then Atlanta in the playoffs or in the fantasy championship.
So moving on, next we have the Jaguars, who are 2-8 versus the Lions, who are 8-1. The only thing
Let's go Lions.
Yes.
The only thing to say about the Jaguars is Trevor's not playing.
No.
And if he is, isn't he just a fraud or a middle of the road quarterback?
He's not playing.
We've
for
had
sure
this
not.
conversation a couple of times this season. I think is Trevor Lawrence
Good.
Is he any good?
I don't think so.
It's tough to say.
I think he is a prime backup.
Yeah, he is not. It could just be organizational. It could be that everything around him is just crap. But
4 years?
You would think that he would be able to shine. You know, good quarterbacks can shine a little, even with nothing around them.
Mm-hmm.
I get stuck on that stretch he had year before last. The last 8 games of the year before last, he looked like as good as any quarterback in the league, legitimately. And I have a hard time getting off of that. We saw Baker do the same thing a couple years before that. It took him a long time to come back, but he did come back to that. So Jordan Love do it last year. I don't know. I never liked Trevor Lawrence, honestly. I never liked him as a person.
You're a bad person, Trevor.
Would you not go to dinner with him?
I would not go to dinner with Trevor
Would you
Lawrence.
make any TikTok videos with Trevor Lawrence?
No, I would
given the
not.
opportunity?
There's something about him that I do not like.
It's the hair.
But it's more than just the hair. I think it's the
Sunshine.
hair mixed with the voice.
He has
His
a lo-
voice is so deep for someone who looks the way he
He
looks.
has a long face, too, doesn't he?
He does.
He
He does
does.
have a very long face.
So all that to say, it's not like I have any personal bias towards him,
Except
but
for
I am
his big, long
somehow higher.
And long hair.
His long hair.
I'm somehow higher on him than the two of you. I feel like he has been given a lot of bad situations. I've never thought Doug Peterson is an amazing coach.
No.
Certainly Urban Meyer wasn't.
Agreed.
He hasn't always been in the best situation. He's been in year after year. He's been let down by his receivers. I don't know. He makes some mistakes. I compare him to Andrew Luck with some of the mistakes he makes.
No way he's comparable to Andrew Luck.
People have.
It's interesting you said Andrew Luck because I'm thinking, take Trevor Lawrence as he is, healthy, and put him in Indianapolis. You think he's having a much better year?
In this version of Indianapolis?
In this version of Indianapolis, instead of AR, it's just him.
I mean,
Much
no,
better.
Well, yeah, actually, yeah, I do.
Much
yeah,
better.
Now that I think about it, much better.
Much better.
Adonai Mitchell, I think alone. Adonai Mitchell's been so good and let
Josh
down
Downs has
quarterback.
been killing.
Josh Downs is great. Yeah, I think he would be better. Great offensive line.
So it sounds like it's probably organizational.
I think it's mostly organizational with him.
Or
but I could be wrong.
he could have a long face.
Or it could just suck.
What's
It's possible he does
why
just
the long
suck.
face, Trevor? Is it because you're bad at football?
Exactly. That's what I was going for.
Yeah.
That said, Mac Jones is bad. I think that Mac Jones can only ever work in. I mean, not to get into a whole thing with this. I think Mac Jones is every bit as good a quarterback as Brock Purdy.
Wow.
No.
But that's because I don't think much of Brock Purdy, and I think
That's-
it's an excellent system.
Now that
I think Mac
It's a
Jones.
spicy meatball.
I think Mac Jones can do exactly what Brock Purdy does in that offense.
No.
But in any other offense, Mac Jones is a non-viable.
So what you're telling me is Zach Wilson's good.
No. I don't think Zach Wilson
Zach
could thrive
Wilson.
in that offense.
No.
It's a different skill
He has,
set.
he
Where
has,
is he again? I can't
It's
even remember.
Denver.
he has a
And,
better.
that's right, yep.
He had a better record than Aaron Rodgers.
He does. Yeah, that's
He
true.
does.
That's
He-
true.
He was better at the Jets than Aaron Rodgers
It's
is.
very true. But look, all I'm saying is Mac Jones he's built for a very specific kind of system that New England did not give him and that Jacksonville does not give him, and he sucks outside of that very specific system. It's gross.
It's a
Only
weird spot
Jaguar-
for him to be.
Yeah, I mean he's from Jacksonville, and so people tried to give him good vibes for it, but it's a bad spot. And Evan Ingram is the only startable player for the Jaguars this week.
I
Is,
agree.
What's his name not playing? Brian Thomas? Is he out too?
Nope, he's out.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Evan Ingram. I agree with you. That's
Yeah.
it.
Everybody on the lines.
Even if Brian Thomas were playing, I would not be excited to
Thrilled
start
about
him
it.
with Mac Jones.
I feel like with Mac Jones in there, he's at best your second flex. At best.
Yeah, at best. And then yes, to the Lions.
Everybody.
Every single one of them.
All of them.
Even though Amon-Ra, I can't sort this guy out. I can't sort him out.
I don't know what he ended up with for fantasy last week, but
It was all right.
Good.
But it was all right. But you know, everybody, including me in most of my leagues, looked at Amon-Ra as a first round, like this is a league winner kind of a guy, and he just hasn't filled in that role this year.
Yeah.
And it could just be because that they are seemingly a little bit more spread out in their offensive schemes this year, and they're going in a bunch of different directions, and maybe that's it, but he's been just a shade disappointing, but I still worship the Sun God.
They do get the ball around a lot. For me, every week, Jameson Williams is gonna be the odd man out for me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna say go with him, but everyone else, Goff, Gibbs, Montgomery, Stafford, and Laporta, all good to go. I will say Goff, even in a one quarterback league, fire him up this week.
Yeah.
I really do think that this is a week where I just know the Lions. I know Dan Campbell, and I hate being optimistic with the Lions. It's
trap game?
It's not. No. That's not what I'm
Okay,
going.
okay.
I'm going for the opposite, actually. I hate being this optimistic with what I'm about to say, but I think last week was so difficult. It was it was a frustrating game. They proved that they could bite off the kneecaps and keep going, but I think they really just want to have a week where they just let out their frustrations a little bit and just beat the hell out of a bad team. And I think that's what's going to happen. I think Ben Johnson, the offensive coordinator, is going to be in his bag for this game, and it's going to be kind of like that Titans game where they put up 40 or 50 points just to show that they can, and be like, hey, you guys were making fun of Goff for his 5 interceptions. Watch this high-powered offense.
What is the record for most interceptions thrown in a game? I gotta look that up because 5 is
7?
outstanding.
I believe it's 7.
8. Wait, no, that might be interceptions received.
All right, so
Anyway.
moving on, we have the Vikings who are 7-2 versus the Titans who are 2-7. What are we thinking on them?
Like I said with the Titans, I'm going with Tony Pollard.
That's it.
I'm not.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe what's his face?
Ridley?
Calvin
I
Ridley,
think you
but
start 'em
he's
both. I think you
he's
do
a
start
coin
them
toss at best, Calvin Ridley. But I think you start Pollard comfortably as an RB2, low end RB2, and then Calvin Ridley, yes, has
flex.
shown that he can do it.
Flex at the best.
I think you fit them both into your starting lineup. And Will Levis, super flex this week. He is kind of my cutoff super flex.
You're right on that.
He's available for trade.
I have Cooper Rush, thank you very much.
That's not saying a whole.
And Drake May and Tua Tagovailoa and Josh Allen
Well,
You're-
I've got a big
and Aiden
old
O'Connell.
Penix on my bench, ready to take
So,
over the
so
league.
what you're saying is you have 3 sittable players.
Yeah.
All right. So as far as the Vikings, starting everybody, right, including
Yep.
TJ.
So here's the
TJ
thing.
for sure.
Aaron Jones is questionable right
He
now,
is.
probably going to play. If he does not play, I'm not starting Ty Chandler.
Agreed.
I've been holding this guy all year, and I don't even know why anymore, because when he does get the shot, it's pretty clear that it's not him.
All right. Moving on. We have.
I'm sorry.
Oh.
Just to say, I would not Jordan Addison. I think T.J. Hawkinson has been a godsend if you held on to him all year, but I think he does hurt Addison. And Sam Darnold is a super flex. I would also just like to do a quick semi-victory lap. I said that Sam Darnold would turn back into a pumpkin, and he has turned back into more of Sam Darnold every single week. He has gotten worse and worse every single week. He threw into the end. He threw interceptions in the end zone 3 times.
Yeah, that's not good.
He looked worse than Jared Goff last week. I know you can look at the box score of Goff, but Sam Darnold was actually much worse than Jared Goff this week. That said, you can still super flex him.
All right. So the next game will be the Raiders 2-7 versus the Dolphins who are 3-6.
What
The
a
Raiders
miserable
are
game.
trash, and I mean,
The Dolphins aren't much better. I guess they're getting back together, but neither of these teams have looked like a professional football team this year since the Dolphins had an okay beginning.
I will say the only startable players on this
Brock Bowers.
game would be Bowers and Smith, Jonnu Smith.
I'm glad you're
Wow.
starting Brock Bowers.
I have
You have had him on your sit list multiple weeks, sir.
because they have no quarterback.
Yeah.
So
You
I'm
gotta
just saying,
have
I'm glad that you're starting him.
You
We
gotta have
agree.
Is it
We
Gardner
agree.
this year?
Start Brock. Well, that's the
Or
thing.
this weekend?
We don't know if it's going to be him or Desmond Ritter. As much as I have badmouthed Gardner Minshew this year,
He's better for Bowers.
he's a better quarterback than Desmond Ritter.
Yeah.
Full stop.
So, and
On the Dolphin side, though,
A-Chain, that's it.
and you said Jonnu Smith.
And Jonnu Smith.
I would not start Jonnu Smith. I would start Achane. Obviously, I would also start Tyreek Hill. He's getting back up. I mean, the whole offense is getting warmed up.
Baller.
I feel like Tyreek Hill is just
Garbage.
just playing with you this year.
It has not been
Dude.
fun. I don't own Tyreek anywhere. I'm just saying.
Good, because if
Um,
you did, I would tell you to start him. But, I mean, sit him because
I think you do start Tyreek Hill. And this offense, like if you watch a Dolphins game since Tua's been back, it hasn't been fun to watch. It hasn't been explosive, but they are just kind of slowly clicking. Things are getting better.
Yeah, they're getting back into their groove. But
I don't-
Tyreek Hill this year has
I
been
don't
a
think-
whole lot like Chris Olave to me. He's one of those players that you feel like you gotta start,
I
and
don't-
he just isn't gonna do it for you. I mean, Olave, of course, is dead now, but you know what I mean.
R.I.P.
I don't see it. And the reason I say that is because, I mean, Tyreek didn't score a touchdown for 7 games?
Yeah.
I mean, let's be realistic.
Is that his streak? Is that the longest streak
If
in
it
his
is,
career?
it is. And let's be realistic. If you had, say, I don't know, throw somebody, Amron, you know his name,
Yeah.
Amron, Sungun.
Amon-Ra,
If he hadn't scored a touchdown in 7 games and was giving you like 4, 5, 8 points, would
Yeah,
you be starting
he's,
him?
He's riding my bench this close to the playoffs.
I mean, I think there's context, right? I mean, if for that period it was Hendon Hooker out there, not Jared Goff, and then Jared Goff came back, you'd go right back to starting the Sun
But
guy.
the last 2 games have been Tua.
And he got a touchdown last week.
A 1-yard touchdown and had 19 yards
He
or
hit
something
pay
like
dirt.
that. Oh, come on. I
Finishing
can't.
off with 7.9. Tyreek
Listen-
Hill at 7.9 is uglier to me than Noah Brown at 6.5.
Foley, I will say this about you. With all your technical knowledge and all your jargon, I expect more from you than going by names.
Oh, I don't go by names. I wasn't the one who was like, oh,
Tyreek
it's Christian
Hill.
McCaffrey and Travis
No,
Kelce veto.
that's dead.
It's dead.
That's dead.
No. I'm just saying. I mean, you can look it up. Tyreek. I mean, I know you're going by the name and you're going by
No,
Tua.
I promise you I'm
it
not.
is
I
Tyreek
promise
Hill.
you I'm
I
not just
agree with
going-
you. It is Tyreek Hill. But Tyreek Hill has not topped 15 points except for week 1 this year.
Yeah.
And you're still going to roll somebody if it's somebody else.
I'm still going to roll Tyreek Hill this week. I would not if
What about Waddle?
if it weren't Tua. No, I mean Waddle I have to this week. It's another situation where I'm just forced to. I don't think people should start Jalen Waddle.
Cortland Sutton. Cortland Sutton.
He's had an okay couple of weeks, huh?
Okay.
has.
Okay, but hear me out. 15 points week 1. The rest of the time, not above 15 points. Are you still sticking with him?
I mean, it's going to be a week-to-week thing.
Y'all, come on. I disagree. I'm sorry. It's me. I'm not trying to be
Sure.
mean.
No, I understand where you're coming from, but at a certain point, again, it's Tyreek Hill, and what
But
do you do?
You're
But
going
for
by
me,
the
it's
name.
not just the name. It's not just. It's
No, when I say it's Tyreek Hill, what I mean is that's the player. It's not just the name. It's what he is capable of any and all weeks. And you know this. He's an explosive guy. He hasn't been doing it this year. I don't know what to do with that. I feel like you probably stuck starting him.
I do think, and I'm not going to get into this tangent because I have other tangents that are more important this week. I do think there is something happening with the Friends of Kyle offense this year where they are all just a little bit less explosive. They're getting figured out a little bit. Like one thing goes wrong and they fall apart. I mean, we're seeing it in Houston. We're seeing it in Miami. We've seen it to some extent in San Francisco itself. People are talking about how great that offense still looks. When they put up like 23 points against the terrible Tampa defense. The Friends of Kyle has taken a step back. New Orleans, need I say more?
I don't want to talk about New Orleans.
I don't know what. I can't point my finger to this is the schematic issue with the Shanahan tree this year, but there is something happening.
All right, so moving on. Next game will be the Rams, who are 4-5, and the Patriots, who are 3-7.
God bless. That win last week took the Patriots from the number 1 overall pick to the number 6 overall pick.
And
Hey,
I will say
ain't
this
that fun?
as my little tangent. Matthew Stafford, probably 18 and down quarterback for the year. And the bad thing is they have 2 top 20 wide receivers.
Yeah, see, I was down on Stafford for a long time.
I think he's just.
How
he's
are you
just
that- how are you
aged,
that-
Man, he has gone through so much. His arm is just dead.
But
It's
how are
just
you
dead.
How are you that bad and you have 2 top 20 receivers?
Again, I think his arm is just cooked, and also Kyron's kind of running that offense right now. But what's interesting is how little Stafford is actually putting on the board, but his receivers are still producing these numbers. I wouldn't start Stafford. I would start Kupp. I'm starting Kyron Williams.
Evan, Matt Stafford, Sam Darnold.
might go Sam Darnold. I think I would go Sam Darnold.
Foley?
I would go Sam Darnold, but it's close. Rest of season, it's close, but I would go Darnold just because he has Justin Jefferson.
He's playing the Bears twice this year, so
it's look. I've been down on Stafford. I think you can super flex him this week. He did just have a great game a few weeks ago. I know because I was against him when the week that Kupp and Puka came back. Stafford put up like 30 couple points. He is better when they are on the field. I don't know what his fantasy line was against the Dolphins. Last week. Yeah, against the Dolphins last week. It might have been bad. I think they do give him. They raise his floor and ceiling a little bit. I think he's a fine super flex against the Patriots this week, even if Christian Gonzalez is going to shut down Puka Nacua.
So, other than Ramondre, anybody on the Patriots?
You're super flexing Drake May.
Yep.
He's been great. Drake May, all right, great might be an overstatement, but he has been absolutely fine as a QB2 for the rest of the season. I would trust him the whole way.
I am not starting him this week. I'm starting Tua over Drake May in my super flex spot. I have them right next to each other. I would be fine with May. But yeah, Ramondre is the only other one. I touched on this, but Nacua, I like Nacua. I think he'll be good, but temper your expectations this week. Christian Gonzalez is having maybe the best season of any corner in football right now.
All right. Anything else? We're good
Not on that game.
All right. Next game will be the Browns, who are 2-7, versus the Saints, who are 3-7. And welcome to this year's Trash Bowl.
Jameis Winston revenge game.
It's gonna be, and I'm glad that I was at the game last week. I'm glad that I got to see my Saints win maybe their last game this year against their biggest rival, because this is going to be depressing. I'm running Cedric Tillman.
Yeah, I agree.
Probably going to start Jameis if you've got him. He seems like he's a low-end QB2 spot for you. I don't like anybody on the Saints. I would, if need be, roll the dice on MVS for some reason, but he is exactly the type of player that you drop $20 fab on, and then he doesn't catch another ball for the rest of the year.
I was shocked that he didn't
Me
go.
too. I was in the stadium, and I was like, I didn't
no, I'm sorry. I wasn't shocked with his performance.
Oh.
I was shocked that people didn't drop big fab on him.
Yeah. I don't know who even picked him up, to be honest with you, but he is exactly the type of guy who's going to disappoint you. That's what he's for.
So, normally, nobody on the Saints.
I mean, Kamara. You're starting Kamara.
Okay.
Taysom Hill this week, I think, is a
Nobody
fine
on the
play.
Browns, except for Chubb.
I disagree, and I think we both disagree.
Yeah, Cedric Tillman. I would roll Jameis in a certain situation, depending on what the rest of my lineup looks like, because he he throws 5 interceptions, but maybe he throws 5 interceptions and 5 touchdowns. You know what I mean? That's who he is.
I would super flex Winston. I would start Chubb this week. It's kind of it hasn't been a great start for Chubb, but I would start him this week. Cedric Tillman, I'm convinced. And David Njoku. Yeah.
Njoku, yeah.
And I would super flex Carr, by the way.
Judy's on the list. He's getting right there on the line for me. I don't know if I really trust him, but he's got a little more potential than he did earlier in the season.
And I will say this for the listeners: we are very far apart, guys. I think Foley and Evan are more on their length, and I'm on a whole totally different length. So
yes,
I apologize, but to me, Chubb, Njoku, Kamara, that's it.
Not interested in Cedric Tillman after everything he's been doing.
He's been showing his truth, and I'm still with him. And also, the Saints' defense is bad, and he is going to catch some balls.
All right. So next up, we have the Colts, who are 4-6, and the Jets, who are 3-7.
Yeah.
Another dumpster fire.
Yeah, I think this might be the least interesting game of the week.
So, this would be another one of my name recognitions. Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall? I mean, okay,
I guess.
And the reason I say this is, if you think about it, the yelling for Breece Hall has been so loud since he came into the league for a person who, has he ran for 1,000 yards?
Yeah. Twice, I believe. I think both seasons he did. He certainly did last year, and I was surprised because he was coming off an ACL.
He did run. Okay, you're right. He did do it last year. What we got?
rushing yards. Brees Hall has not topped
What?
1,000 yards.
I
In
thought he topped it last
2023,
year.
he got 984
Oh,
rushing.
6 yards short.
I didn't-
with
rushing,
receiving.
but with receiving,
Okay,
he
yeah.
would have gone.
I didn't
over.
think he had. That's the
Yeah.
reason I was saying it.
Yeah, the receiving.
And same thing with Garrett Wilson. Blah, blah, blah. Garrett Wilson, Ohio State.
And he has both years broken 1,000 receiving yards with Zach Wilson.
I understand that. But are we still on them?
To an extent. I mean, look, week before last, we didn't get a chance to talk about it on this podcast.
And,
Those plays
and I'm
that
not
Wilson was
disagreeing with
making.
you on this one.
Yeah.
This would be another example of name
Yeah.
recognition
I mean,
to
I
me.
think Devontae's someone that I would start him this week, but I would like name recognition isn't getting me there. I'm kind of.
I think that would be the only thing that would get me there with Devontae this week is just knowing that his name. Anyway,
I mean, they're going to have better and worse games. I mean, they put up 3 points last week. It's awful against a terrible defense, by the way, an awful defense. But then the week before, they blew up on Houston in the second half. Which I will just say this very quickly: are y'all familiar with the exploding elephant? Excuse me, exploding whale
No.
theory of football?
I'm
So-
familiar with whales and explosions.
Yeah, so shout out to analyst Sam Monson, who I love. This was something he coined several years ago. Every year you have this team that has a talented roster, but it's just bad. And they get to this point in the year. If you ever see a beached whale, it's big and it's bloated and it's huge, and then it just kind of blows up all this noxious fumes. And so like the first exploding whale game was Falcons at Saints, where the Saints were pretty talented, and but they had a bad year, and they just kind of exploded on the Falcons. You have one of those every year, and I kind of wonder if that was our first exploding whale game, where the Jets beat the hell out of the Texans. They're talented, but terrible chemistry on that team,
Right.
I would say. And I think you're going to have more bad games than good. That's it. Brees Hall is one that I would be interested if I were still trading, but I'm not. The Emporium is closed. If I were still trading, I would be somewhat interested in Brees Hall down the stretch. I think things could get better for him.
Somebody send him Brees Hall and see if he's really closed down the
I'm
shop.
closed.
He will send you a pack of chips and a piece of gum
I am
for
closed.
Brees Hall.
For the year, are you done forever? You never going to trade again?
Forever. Done in this league. I'll trade in other leagues. I'm done
I
in
don't
this league.
believe you.
I don't
Done.
believe it either.
I
Done.
don't believe it at all.
There's no point in me structuring my roster in such a way. We've been through all this, though.
Yeah, it's over
Um,
with.
Anyway, the point is, I would be interested in Brees Hall as a potential, like, I hate to say league winner, but I think he can, like, they're going to ask less and less of Aaron Rodgers as they fall out of contention. And they pretty much are out of contention at this point. And they're going to lean more on Brees, and I think that could be good.
Okay,
Anyway.
so Brees Hall, championship winner.
Could be.
Do you have anybody, Evan?
For the Jets?
No, for just anybody.
For any of
period.
these?
Is
it's
that your
hard-
only one,
it's-
Foley?
Oh, I'm sure I have more and better, frankly. I mean, Mike
mean-
Evans has that potential for sure.
You're probably going to run Jonathan Taylor, I guess. And I don't like any of the receivers on the Colts right now just because of who's under center right now. Maybe Josh Downs has a good game. Maybe Alec Pierce comes out again and just does a ridiculous
Are you
blowout
starting
game.
any of those?
I would start Jonathan Taylor. I would start JT.
Yeah, Taylor's my only start for the Colts.
I would
Full
say Jonathan Taylor, maybe Garrett Wilson.
I would, and for the Jets, to be clear, I would start Adams and Wilson.
I would not start Adams.
I would not be. I would be worried about Adams, but I would still start him just in case and
I
see how
have
it goes.
him in my dynasty league, and he's on the bench. This week.
Interesting. And Rodgers is a super flex. As much as I hate him, he's still super flex worthy.
Yeah, he'll find some garbage.
Yeah.
All right,
yeah.
so the next game will be the Ravens, who are 7-3, versus the Steelers, who are 7-2. This is a good one.
This one worries me.
Start
As a
everybody?
As a Lamar fan, I'm just a little worried against this Steelers defense.
Russell
Really am.
Wilson is going to cook.
Yeah,
think
he
so.
is. I agree. This is going to be a good game.
And
for
my
us.
breakout player for the rest of the year, I tried to get him from you, George Pickens.
I'm high on George Pickens the rest of the year as well. He
Yeah,
finally found somebody who can get him a ball.
The only thing that worries me about Pickens, since we're not going to make this trade, I can say this. I'm not he's someone I have been already trying to move. He was who I originally, I think at one point when it was not clear that McCaffrey was going to be back at all, I sent an offer of Pickens for McCaffrey. He had just had a big game, and it was his first game with Russ, and I was like, Hey, how about this?
I
am worried.
I would have been okay with that trade.
I'm sure you would have. It was back then. I thought it was a good trade, and he
Even
didn't
now,
want that. Yeah, even now you would.
I would think that's a.
But my point is, like, I am a little worried about Pickens, especially when you get to the fantasy playoffs. You've got Mike Williams there now, who can be a reliable target, and I think their schedule is a little rougher in the playoffs. So I have my concerns, but he's someone who will win you games. I think if you were in a position where you're locked into the playoffs, it's good to sell him. But if you're someone like me and you're fighting to get in, you need him right now.
That's not a bad point. Championship playoff weeks 15, 16, 17. He's got at Philly, at Baltimore, and then KC in week 17.
Yeah.
That's a rough
That's
stretch.
tough.
It is.
That's Pickens.
Yeah.
Oh.
That said, theoretically I might not need him in my starting lineup in the playoffs if I make it that far, because I'll have Mike Evans back and AJ Brown and CeeDee Lamb, and I'll be very happy. And I need him right now to get into the playoffs. So I think he will be good this week against scrawny little Nate Wiggins. Yeah, he can beat the dude up. By the way, just a moment of appreciation for the man. He's so much fun to watch play football. Who else are you going to see on one possession? He makes this insane backwards catch, and on the next possession, his quarterback throws a pick. Pickens is in prime position to make the tackle, but what does he do instead? No, he doesn't walk off. He finds a different defender who does not have the ball and suplexes the man, like picks him up and throws him to the ground because he just wants to fight.
It's a very big difference from him in the beginning of the season, when he just did not look like he cared at all when he was running half speed and everything. He's showing up now.
He likes Russ.
He likes Russ.
So are we going anybody? Well, everybody on the Ravens except
I'm
tight ends?
I'm worried about Zay Flowers, to be honest with you.
Okay.
I don't know how good I feel about him. Pass catchers in Baltimore this year, for some reason, I just don't know where to go with any of them.
Yeah.
It's a dart throw every single week, and so I don't know. I don't know about Zay Flowers. I know I'm not starting Bateman. Tight ends, if I got one.
I think the only three is Lamar, Henry, Zay.
I'll go a little further. I will say, on the Ravens side, I am a little bit worried about Lamar relative to how he's been, just against the Steelers defense, man. I mean, they did. We just saw what they did with Jaden Daniels, and they kind of. And it's a different game that he runs, but still, I'm just a little bit nervous. But yeah, Derrick Henry's a start. I will start Zay Flowers this week, and I will go one step further. And I will say, as someone who has not been a fan of Zay Flowers historically, he's another one with league-winning potential the rest of the way. I think that Deontay Johnson is not a valuable fantasy asset in and of himself right now, but he just takes a little bit of coverage off of Flowers, and I think it's going to help down the stretch for Flowers.
If we're talking about stretches here in wide receivers, his playoff weeks at the Giants, home against Pittsburgh, and then at Houston. So that's a lot more friendly
I rest my case.
than the George Pickens
I
switch.
rest my case. And I will start Mark Andrews this week. I've seen enough. It's him over likely.
Are you starting the Freiermuth?
No, I'm not starting the Freiermuth. By the way, Najee is questionable.
Okay.
So
if he's questionable,
I will
Jalen
not
Warren,
start Jalen Warren.
I did notice that there was a rush on him, but yes, I'm with you. I don't feel it.
I like Jalen Warren.
I like him. I don't think he is. I said this during draft time, I think, on our draft episode. I like Jalen Warren as a player. I do not think he is a schematic fit for Arthur Smith. Smith likes to run a lot of zone. Warren is a power back.
All right. Next game will be the Falcons, who are 6-4, versus the Broncos, who are 5-5. Who would have thunk it?
Who'd have thunk it?
Should be 6-5. And the Chiefs should have a loss.
Everybody on the Falcons, right? Come on.
Everybody, I'm
everybody
leaning
but
towards
Rose.
Algier. Even
Not
everybody-
Ray Ray.
Everybody but Ray Ray, right?
Yeah, I'm not starting Ray Ray. I even kind of like Algier in like a emergency situation.
I don't like
He's at the
Algier.
bottom, but he's, watching the game, he's got something. Something's happening here.
And-
He's still got the boom, and that you don't necessarily see out of Bijan.
You saw that. I'm sorry. I just want to, since you were there live, on that 3rd and goal, did you think he was in?
I did at first. Apparently he was not. I watched the replay and he looked like he was close but just didn't get there. There was one, I think it's this one, when he comes down with the ball, and let's say that's the goal line. He has it in his arm, but he doesn't just get it over, like his elbow maybe, but the ball never crosses. And then, lucky for you, they tossed it in Bijan.
Not lucky for me, since I was against Bijan. They handed it off to him to Algier 3 straight times, then bring in. I was upset about that. But I won
what a
anyways.
great game, huh? That was fun.
It was a fun game.
So what about?
And I was happy, by the way. I was happy the Saints won because I was getting worried that the Bucks were going to fall out of contention and shut Evans down for the year. But a Falcons loss keeps the Bucks alive.
So, Bo Nix, low-key starter?
Yeah, not even Superflex starter. He is a 1 quarterback league starter this week.
I have him that, and definitely start for a Superflex.
If Derek Carr can torch that backfield, torch that these DBs,
Falcons defense is falling apart.
Would not trust Javonte.
No, I wouldn't trust any other Bronco, but Nick.
Sutton.
Not Audric.
No.
Interesting, but he's a little shaky. I mean, he's only done good like the last 2 games, so.
No,
Courtland Sutton, we've talked about this before in the league too, on this podcast too. Is like he's like the poster child for this is gonna be his year, and it's just not.
That's
every
the last,
single
him
time.
And
That's
Judy
the last
both.
3 years.
Yeah, just over and over again. Yeah, Judy for sure. It's every single year. Courtland Sutton, he's the name do you want? He's your deep sleeper, and then he comes out and just farts his way down the field for 15 minutes and catches 2 passes.
All right, next one is, I think this is going to be a great game. Seahawks, who are 4-5, versus the 49ers, who are 5-4.
Yeah. Should be a battle.
They both got weapons. Who's going to blow them out? Who's going to break them out this week?
I feel good on the 49ers end to actually start both Debo and Juwan.
I'm glad you are.
It might pay off for you, and it's a bold move.
It is.
But they both.
That's a spicy meatball.
They're both feeling that pretty good. I mean, Juwan's coming into that Ayuk role a little bit better than I think anybody expected. Ricky Pearsall is not really stealing as many looks as people expected him to. And as McCaffrey does get his gears churning back in and starts becoming more of the focal point, Debo's going to catch those relief rushes that he always turns into a 40-yard touchdown here and there.
I'm not brave enough to start Jennings, but another week or two, and I might be convinced of that. You're right. He historically was not playing the Ayuk role even with Ayuk out.
Mm-hmm.
He is now, and now Pearsall's in the Jennings role. It's looking pretty good for Jennings. I just want to see a little bit more before I trust that. For me, it is Purdy, McCaffrey. I sure wish I could start Debo and George Kittle.
And I'm hoping for a bunch of checkdowns to Kittle and CMC and Pearsall, however you say his name. Seahawks, Geno,
Superflex.
DK.
If he plays,
Ken
start
Walker.
him.
Ken Walker?
I'm rolling with Ken Walker.
Ken
for
Walker.
sure.
The question, Jackson.
No.
Okay.
Even if Metcalf doesn't play, I'm not into Jackson this week.
I think he's going to be decent. Not
Had
spectacular.
a monster
Decent.
last week, but I don't know about this week.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like every week I'm in on JSN, you're out, and every week you're in, I'm out. And I think we're both like we all manage to be wrong half the time.
Yeah, about 50-50.
Well, I don't know if y'all have noticed this, but whoever we are like, this is terrible. He's a terrible player. I wouldn't eat dinner with him at the Waffle House. He blows up.
Yeah.
Every time.
Yeah.
So saying that, Brock Purdy sucks, and I hope he does terrible. Next up.
I already had my Mac Jones Brock Purdy take.
Yeah.
I don't think Purdy's an actual good quarterback.
He's better than
He
Daniels.
hit the lottery, and it's great for him. I'm happy for him.
Good for him. Yeah, for sure.
Next up, Bengals 4-6 versus the Chargers, who are 6-3.
How is it that a
Um,
team as good as the Bengals?
Interesting
It's
side
4-6.
note for Foley, he is quietly having a good year.
Sorry, who is?
Herbert.
Herbert. Oh, I agree. Look, I'll go out here. You spread some misinformation on the podcast last week in my absence, where you said that I said Justin Herbert was a bad quarterback. Those were never my words. What I
don't
said
remember.
was
I have a bad memory.
I
he
do
had
too.
not been used in a way that was conducive to fantasy.
I do recall
purposes.
that. I do recall what you said was not so much that he was bad, but that his system is not for him.
Exactly. The
Once-
system has changed.
Once again, I will bang my gavel and say, no, no, no. Moving on.
Look, I'll have to
Just
say,
leave it at that.
Justin Herbert this week, one quarterback league. Forget it. I've been out on him even in super flexes this week. Shoot, start him up in a one quarterback
the
league.
Bengals can't stop anything.
Yeah.
That's why Joe Burrow is getting out there and throwing 5 touchdowns because he absolutely
He
I
has
feel
to.
so bad for Burrow.
He has
Yeah.
11. Herbert has 11 touchdowns and 1 interception for
Yeah,
the year.
it's been great.
And that's sad because he is definitely a 30 touchdown kind of guy.
But I mean, he's getting. Last week he didn't have as many pass attempts as he had the previous few weeks, but they're getting him involved in the rushing game.
Yeah.
They're throwing some design runs out there for him, which when Kubiak came into that offense, not Kubiak, what's the offense coordinator's name? Yeah, Gary Kubiak, right? Yeah, okay. That's not right. Greg Roman.
Is it Greg Roman?
I have no
Gary
idea.
Kubiak. I get those two confused. For whatever reason, I get those two confused. Anyways, when he came into this offense, like the one good thing I thought could happen with Herbert is he is more athletic than he's ever been used as, and so maybe if you got him some design runs, that could go well for him. They didn't do that for a long time, but he was also banged up. Now they are starting to use him that way, and that
It is
adds
Greg
some
Roman.
Greg Roman, yeah, Greg Roman. They look the same in my head. Like
They don't, but
I
yeah.
know they don't, but in my head they are the same
Sorry,
person.
I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, I appreciate it because I mix them up all the time, and I apologize. The point is, yeah, Herbert's been getting better for fantasy, and I think in a one quarterback league against this Bengals terrible defense, historically bad defense, fire him up. This is a take on the Chargers against this defense when I transition into this, but poor Bengals offense. This reminds me a lot of the Saints when they would go like 9-7 when Breeze is throwing for 5,000 yards. It's
Just
very
kinda
sad
the
to
same
see.
thing.
It's very
But
sad. To
you know, I don't hate it for my purposes
Sure,
because Joe Burrow is having monster games, 2
yeah,
weeks
yeah.
in a row over 40 points. That's good stuff.
Yeah, I've got him in my other Superflex
But
league. It's
it
fun.
is crazy. It's crazy that they can't pull it all together, and just outside of fantasy purposes altogether. The Bengals right now should not be 4-6.
No.
They should. They definitely needed a couple of those losses, or deserved a couple of those losses. But if they just could,
So, Bengals
Anyway.
side, Burrow, Chase,
Burrow,
Brown.
Yeah, I'll start Brown.
Anybody else?
That's it. Those are the three.
yeah, not this week. I'm still keeping eyes on Khalil Herbert. I have hope for him. I think he might
No.
turn into something.
Chase
later.
Brown, all the
Yeah,
way.
I
I'm
mean,
not starting him by any stretch of the imagination, but I'm keeping eyes on him. If he's
I think
available
his
in your league,
career
you
is
might want
done.
to grab it.
I think his
Give him a
career is
shot.
done.
The Chargers, we didn't talk about it.
Right.
J.K. or Gus the Bus.
JK.
All right.
Yeah,
Lad?
J.K. Dobbins, and
Lad is a
I'd
start.
probably roll Lad too, but I think that's about it.
Yeah, those are the two other than Herbert for me. JK and Ladd.
So, our last game.
I'm sorry. I think you skipped a game, but it might be good that we save it for last.
Yeah,
Um,
well, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
yeah,
we should do that
yeah,
one
we'll
last.
save
So
that for
Houston,
last.
Dallas.
So go
next.
ahead. Yeah, Houston, Dallas.
That's the last game. That's the Monday night game.
But there is another game you skipped that it's
Which
fine.
one?
for
Oh,
us
he's
to
doing
save
it
for
in
last.
order. He's doing
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
He's
I'm doing it in order.
chronologically. So these are all the Sunday games. Then he's going to
Yeah.
do the Monday game.
What I miss?
Go ahead.
Last game?
Oh
Question
wait,
mark?
no, damn. Okay,
Yeah, no,
now
this
I'm
is not
confused.
chronological. But
This
go
is
ahead.
not-
Go ahead.
No, we're doing this.
we're
Houston
doing
versus
Houston,
Dallas. That's what we're talking about. Then we'll get to something else.
Nobody
Yes.
for Dallas?
No.
Just Lamb.
Nope.
I'll start
I don't
seeing
like-
Lamb happily.
Nope.
I don't like it at all. I don't think
Stingley,
that you're going to do better.
shut
I
him
know,
down.
I know
necessarily.
Derek Stingley's gonna. I mean, he was great last week, but no, you're still starting CeeDee Lamb. I think he will have better than his 8 points this time.
Is it in Dallas again?
Yes.
It is.
Yeah.
At
The
least
last-
it's nighttime though.
la-
Yeah, he won't have the sun in his eyes.
CJ, Mixon, Dale?
I am not into Dell this week.
Give me Dale.
Nico's coming
Nico
back.
is back.
Nico should be back, and if Nico's back, you're starting Nico.
Yeah.
But yeah, absolutely, Joe Mixon. C.J. Stroud is a super flex. He's not my 1 QB quarterback, I don't believe.
He's
but I'm aware.
borderline 1 QB for me. But he's been disappointing. If you're, I mean, look, I was never as big on Stroud as other people, so it's less disappointing for me. But he's not. He's regressed.
A little bit, and sophomore slump and all that.
Yeah.
But and it also hasn't helped that most of his weapons have been hurt or out. He hasn't had his full receiving core, but for a week or two this year. But still,
Yeah. Oh, that's part of my thing too, right? Is these friends of Kyle offenses? It's like, one piece gets hurt and
It's trouble.
everything falls apart. I mean, we saw it last year in San Fran where, okay, Debo's out, but you've still got Ayuk and McCaffrey, and it's like, oh no, we can't do anything without Debo.
We're done.
And same thing with Nico now. It was the same with Tua in Miami. It's weird just how fragile these schemes are.
Sure.
What game did I miss?
Green
Chicago
Bay
and Green
versus
Bay.
Chicago.
Let's go through Packers first, huh?
Yeah, let's do the Packers.
Love,
Superflex. He's also been disappointing this year.
absolutely. Not Aaron.
Josh
Jones.
Jacobs.
Josh
Josh
Jacobs.
Jacobs is a start.
Absolutely.
He's a start. He is questionable. Watch it, but I mean, you're starting him if he plays.
Jaden Reed is the only wide receiver I would start, and I would start Tucker Kraft this week as well.
All right.
Yeah, I like Tucker Kraft too. I'm not against Romeo Dobbs this week, but that's a deeper pick. That is a
That's like a
4
24
slot
man league.
It's
flex.
a Twix.
Yeah, it's right there. He is a second flex. Like in our league, we got 2 wide receivers and then 2 flex spots. Romeo Dobbs is in competition for that last flex spot for me.
Milky Way, I would say. Not even a Twix. Not even good enough to be a Twix. A Milky,
Milky Way's
Way.
pretty damn good. You guys don't know what you're talking about.
That's like a Zag nut or something.
Nobody knows
Werther's
what these
a-
things
I
are that
don't
you're talking
know.
about.
You-
Frozen Zero
Ross
bar and a
Perot.
Zag nut.
Whoa.
Perot.
I guarantee you could go to Corner Market right there and pick up a zero bar.
Yeah, probably.
Thank you very much. A
But
Zag
what-
nut? You
nobody
don't know
can
what a
get
Zag nut?
Nobody
Never
can
heard
get,
of
you,
this.
They don't make Zag nuts anymore.
They do make Zag
No
nuts.
way.
A Zagnut
No way.
sounds like a very expensive watch.
That's one of the characters from Archie, I think.
I can't even believe y'all. Bears,
All right.
don't start anybody.
All right,
They're garbage.
let's just get this out the way. Start DeAndre Swift.
Of course.
But
Everybody else.
let's have the conversation. Because this has been bothering me. I got a notification today from Yahoo. Not Kyler.
You never seen that?
No, I've never seen a Zagnut in my life.
Sorry.
I got a notification from Yahoo today. Caleb Williams is having one of the worst quarterback seasons in recent memories. Stop it. It has not been that bad. And I just want to go. I'm not saying it's been good. Don't get me wrong. It has not been good. He's like Stafford has statistically been worse than Caleb Williams this year. So don't act like, okay, this is one of the worst quarterbacks of all time.
Sure.
Stop it. Stop it.
definitely
Yahoo.
hyperbole.
You're drunk.
Definitely hyperbole.
But let's step even further back. Take a step even further back from that. He has. I'm not trying to say he's good. I do think you super flex him this week. But my broader point is Caleb Williams is not a bust. He has had a lot of difficulties. We've talked about quarterback development in the past on this show. This is part of why I wanted to bring this up. I did a little research because people hate on Air Raid. This podcast, or her second sponsor, this podcast is brought to you by the ghost of Mike Leach.
R.I.P.
Oh, Lord.
He came to me in a dream the other night.
Oh my goodness.
Wow. Fever dream.
And he said to me, Foley, I know you're upset about what happened with that trade, those Jackrabbits. They did you wrong. They did you wrong, Foley. But you got to move past it because I need you to honor my legacy and tell the people what they are missing. Go out there and swing your sword, Foley. Here is something that is going to surprise a lot of people. A full 25% of the league right now, their starting quarterback came from an air raid offense. And I promise this is all going to tie into like development for Caleb Williams. I'm going to read off the names of the current air raid quarterbacks. I'm going to get out.
I'm sorry, Foley. Just to butt in there. Right now, I feel like I'm in a Western civilization history class.
This is going to get more interesting.
Probably 2, and I'm literally falling asleep. Go ahead.
This is going to get more interesting. This is going to be. I'm going to start out with the worst of the air raid quarterbacks. Just get him out the way and acknowledge that he's the outlier. It is Gardner Minshew. All right, forget him. But we're going to talk about like how these quarterbacks have started their career versus where they are now. Jalen Hurts, air raid quarterback, came from Lincoln Riley offense. But what did he do in the beginning?
He was a Saban quarterback before he was ever Lincoln Riley.
But he didn't have success. Well, let me.
What do you mean he didn't
have
have success?
He did have success there.
Yeah,
but he was an air raid quarterback.
Okay.
He was an air raid
I'll
quarterback.
give you that
when
on
he
a
got drafted.
technicality.
And
I agree.
he sat. But my important point here is he sat. He had to learn the offense, the NFL offense. He sat. Now he's an elite quarterback. Patrick Mahomes played at Tech. Air Raid quarterback. He sat. He sat behind Alex Smith. Kyler Murray did not sit. Who was his play caller?
Trash.
Who was his play caller? And I know what you think, but reasonable people know that Kyler Murray has won an MVP. He is one of the few air raid quarterbacks to come out and start immediately. But who was calling his plays? Cliff Kingsbury, air raid savant, who could transition him into the NFL. Jared Goff ran the air raid, and Cal.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
He started right away and was terrible. You want to talk about an actual one of the worst rookie seasons of all time? It was Jared Goff. Look at him now, though. I know he just threw the 5 picks, but he's still a good quarterback. Geno Smith ran the air raid at West Virginia. Started week 1, was terrible for a long time, went and sat, came back. Now he's a pretty good NFL quarterback. Baker Mayfield sat. People forget he sat. Tyrod Taylor was the starter. He came in for an injured Tyrod Taylor halfway through the season.
I don't remember
What's
that.
your question, sir?
Kyler Murray, you keep throwing this MVP out there. Where did he win an MVP?
2019 NFL MVP.
No.
Was it 2020?
No, he
21?
won. He won Offensive Rookie of the Year.
No, he won MVP one
He
year.
never has won an MVP.
Uh-oh.
I've been sitting over here trying to figure it out for the last
I thought he won-
40 minutes.
I thought he won
Uh-oh.
MVP in 2019.
No.
Did he not?
Uh-oh.
Oh, I mean,
Anyways.
I'm positive.
Okay, I believe you. I'll trust you.
2019 Offensive Rookie of the Year.
Okay. I can
I
play.
just wanted to clear. I
He's
didn't.
been in the league longer
He's
than 2019.
made the Pro Bowl twice,
He's
but
been
anyway.
He's been very good.
So
Okay.
he learned how to play
I
tag
s-
football.
Thank
Go
you
ahead.
for the fact check on the MVP. I don't want to spread misinformation. He's been a very good quarterback. I
I'm
don't
so-
care what you say.
I wasn't trying to be mean. I literally was like,
no, I
when
appreciate
did
that.
he win this?
I really could have sworn he'd won it. But anyways, those are all. And then now there's Caleb Williams, who is put out there immediately. And my point in saying all of this is the air raid is really good at developing quarterbacks as far as the traits go, getting them ready for everything post snap. There is a huge learning curve coming from air raid and what you've got pre-snap. So with Caleb Williams, and this is my entire point, there's a lot to learn pre-snap. I don't think that the offensive coordinator there, Luke Getsy, has done him any favors whatsoever. And then as far as teaching him these things, and then post-snap, everything is terrible, and it's not Caleb's fault. He takes too long holding on to the football. He did that in college as well. But if you look at how he has to go through his progressions, a good scheme will have you reading left to right or right to left. For him, it's like progression 1 is all the way on my left, progression 2 is all the way on my right, and then progression 3 is back on the left, and progression 4 is on the right. And that's what's causing him to all kinds of problems. It's when you see these images of like one wide receiver wide open and how is he not seeing it? It's because of the progressions are built in this way where he's got to look on the opposite side of the field. And it's awful, and I think Caleb Williams will get better as this season goes on, but even better next year. I genuinely do. Stop all this. Caleb Williams is a bust take. It is nonsense to say it this early in the season. He has thrown the same number of interceptions for the season as Jared Goff threw in the last game.
If they were smart, they would pull another Justin Fields and move on.
The trick of it is, and the reason he's getting this amount of focus, and the reason that he gets articles saying that he's bust of all time, this and that,
Because he was going to buy into the Bears.
because
I get it. There's the personality stuff.
he was the consensus first overall pick. He was supposed to be the savior. They're supposedly building this team around what he brings to the table, and it's just not quite there. I don't think that he's the worst quarterback of all time. I don't think this is the worst quarterback season of all time, but I do think they could have been better served going with somebody else and
Don't
just
get me wrong.
keeping Justin Fields.
I do agree with, well, I don't, not Fields, but I thought May was a better quarterback going into the draft.
He is.
Caleb was not, and I've been
Drake
proven
May
right.
was my actual number one.
Yeah, same. I think all three of us had Drake May number 1. But all I'm saying is, like, I did have Caleb Williams number 2, and I'm standing by that. There is a learning curve coming from air raid, but then once they learn, it's great. If they don't have a terrible coach, which Matt Eberflus is a terrible coach, Luke Getsy is a terrible coach. Thank God he's been fired. Maybe it gets better, but the guy who's
the other guy's
replacing
name?
Getsy, Thomas Brown, I think is his name,
Yep,
who
it's
last
Thomas
year
Brown.
was the offensive coordinator for Carolina, where they were like truly incompetent.
Once again, when you have an incompetent league office, such as Carolina, such as Chicago, such as the Colts, this is what you breed.
Yeah.
Was Justin Fields that bad? I don't think he was that bad. I still don't think he was a great quarterback.
He was fine.
Caleb Williams, I don't think he's a great quarterback. I think he's
Shane
okay.
Caldron. That's what I was trying to put. Anyway, I'm sorry. Shane Caldron, the new OC.
And I mean,
Shane Waldron.
I
I kept saying Luke Getzey,
and-
but Shane Waldron. Was,
and we can go down the list
Waldron? I thought it was
of
Caldron.
people, but
Anyway.
I don't think he's going to be that great. I think he's just a placeholder, much like Bryce Young.
I think that something else that is important to note about those lists that you have, outside of Patrick Mahomes, you look at Baker Mayfield, you look at Jared Goff. These guys really started taking off when they went somewhere else.
Yeah.
And I
No,
think that
there's
the
truth to
Bears
that.
the Bears is just, it's dumpster fire, and even their senior leaders are not doing the things that they're supposed to do. It's just not clicking. And I would agree that he's going to get better, because I can't see him not getting better and continuing to keep his job.
All right.
And I think he does keep his job. I think that a couple years from now, it's going to look pretty silly that we thought he was a bust.
Sure.
The big important thing here, though, is swing your sword. God, I miss you, Mike Leach.
He was the best. He was the best.
Listen, Air Raid is a cult. It is absolutely a cult, and I love that cult. It is the only thing I like in college football is Air Raid, and I'm so happy to see that now a full quarter of the league has Air Raid quarterbacks in it.
All right. So last little part of the second to last, booms or bust.
Yeah. So I went back to my old way of doing booms or bust. I was conforming for a little while, and I got bored with the conformist in me. So back to relative to expectations. Quarterback Bo Nix, top 5 quarterback this week. I'm feeling it with Nix. You guys have talked about how much I love him.
You do.
I don't really love him, but I think he's fine. And I think this week, top 5. Jahmyr Gibbs, I have been so hesitant to name a Lions running back for the boom every week because of that committee system. This week, though, again, I think they're going to air out some frustrations on Jacksonville. Jahmyr Gibbs, top 5 running back. Wide receiver, I had to go a little bolder to get this guy in here, but A.J. Brown, wide receiver 1 on the week. Nobody will outscore A.J. Brown as he beats up on poor little Emmanuel Forbes. And tight end, this is my least spicy. Brock Bowers, tight end 1 on the week.
Evan, you got anybody?
I'm not going to go with that at all. I'm not going to do a start and sit. I figured, what's the point in us both doing it? You do all the research, you got the numbers. I'm just going to go down our league, and I tell you, I've just decided this now. I'm going to make my picks for this week as the leader of the Hub South Pick'em pool by quite a bit.
I'm coming.
Oh, you still got like 8. Anyway.
I am tied for second, my friend.
You might be tied for second.
Oh,
but
it's coming.
Second is like 8 points.
It's
By the
coming.
way, I beat, this is not Pick'em, but I beat James last week, and I didn't go up at all in the standings, and he didn't go down at all in the standings, and that makes me sad.
I am
Did you-
7 points ahead of second place. Anyway, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to go down this list. I'm going to tell you who's going to win each game. Got a game between Matt and Todd. Sorry, Matt, but I'm pretty sure Todd has got that one locked up just fine. Jaquita versus Stone is an interesting one. I think, with a couple of tweaks, Jaquita will probably win it, but it is entirely possible Stone picks up another one right there and improves to 7-4. Scary stuff. Foley versus Joe. Joe, what happened, man? What's going on, brother? I love you.
Remember that
Foley
D
takes
grade
it.
he got?
Foley takes it, and yeah, I guess it's just the depth, but man, you really were looking like the scariest team in the league for a while, and something's happened. I don't know. I'm sure you're going to pull through and be a deep runner in the playoffs, but I think Foley's got you this week. The biggest shock, no, do this. James versus Allen. James wins that one pretty handily. The biggest shock, I think, this week between Tony and Garland, I got Garland taking this one this week. Tony's team is outstanding. Dr. Lee, you got a good one. I think Garland squeaks one past you. But the most controversial pick and the closest of all of them is between me and Ding Dong here.
Win-win.
Very, very close. Just
Tie.
projections on Sleeper is 147 to 146.9, just like that. I'm taking this one home, though. That's going to be my picks of the week.
I
Dong,
hope
you're
it's a
going
tie.
down.
Okay, look, I would love to give. I'm just going to skip my my booms or bust. Also, I will give you. I will.
I never even got to give my bus.
I will give. I will go right here. Oh, we're at it, buddy. I will go first. Dong versus Evan.
Uh-huh.
The Dong shall rise once more time. James will win. Tony will win.
Oh,
And
tricky.
this was also based on my predictions from last week. I got Joe winning
Whoa.
against Foley.
I would not be surprised if Joe wins, but who's going to be his super flex?
It doesn't matter. I got Jaquita beating Chris. Chris will not make the playoffs. I said that last week. Team Matt's done changed his thing and messed me up. Matt's going to win that one, and that's it. And also, saying that, if you will scroll on over to the league tab of your app, you will scroll on down and you will see playoffs. You
Yeah.
punch that playoffs
Yeah.
button,
Let you
and that
know.
gives you a
I don't want to look
projected
at that. It's
projected
depressing.
streak.
and that will be the end result.
It's depressing.
This part right here.
This right here.
Yes, it will be.
That's who you think's going. Those are your
Abs-
picks.
That's
I'm
right.
not in it, am I?
Nope.
You're not. You're on the cusp.
Yeah.
You were.
It's an odd year. I mean,
The way
no,
I-
it's
If
an
you
even
beat,
year,
actually,
rather.
if you beat Joe, you might replace him.
It might, because the way I had it was between Garland, you, and
Yeah,
Jeff.
you said it was either me or Garland getting in. It's an even year. I don't make the playoffs on even years, usually.
Oh, you're
I
right.
go to the championship on odd years, and I miss the playoffs on even years. That's my way. That said, can I get my bus?
Yeah, why not?
Knock it out
We
the
were
park.
talking about. He asked me what I wanted to do, and then there it is.
Lamar Jackson finishes outside the top 5
Wow.
quarterbacks this week.
Yeah.
I have a bad feeling about him against Pittsburgh. I mean, look, he'll still be good. You still start him, but he finishes outside the top 5. Chase Brown finishes just outside the top 20 running backs.
Ooh,
Devontae.
that feels spicy to me. I think
Yeah.
he has a pretty okay one, but
I
okay.
think the Bengals are starting to realize that they're better off just not trying to
air
do
it.
anything with like just burrow to Chase all day.
Sure.
And
Sure.
a little bit to Gesicki maybe. Devontae Adams finishes outside the top 20 wide receivers.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going on brand name there, Uriah. I still think he's going to finish outside the top 20 even with that brand name. And Evan Ingram, even though I do think you should start him, he does finish outside the top 10 tight ends. He'll be like tight end 11 or 12
Okay.
with Mac Jones
That's
there.
close. Yeah, okay. I hadn't considered the fact that Mac Jones is in there, but I like Evan Ingram this
I
year.
love him. He did great for me last year.
All right, so moving on. Last topic. I am really going to throw y'all for a loop on this one.
Uh-oh.
Give me the top 5 comedy movies all time.
All time.
Movies is so much harder than TV shows, I think. You go ahead. You're the comedian.
Yeah, so this is actually going to fit into my Halloween movies. Shaun of the Dead, again,
Yeah.
my favorite movie of all time. That one's up there.
Hangover.
I wouldn't put it top 5. I love it. I don't know that I would put it top 5. Comedy movies, this is a tough one.
Hangover.
You should have told us to prepare for this.
Airplane.
I'd give you Airplane, but only if I can also include, like, Top Secret and all those other ones that were all...
I'll give you that.
Yeah.
I'll give you that. Bridesmaids.
Yeah, I can give you Bridesmaids. I think...
And last but not least, Step Brothers.
Yeah, Step Brothers, I think, is my favorite of the Will Ferrell movies. I was going to throw in Superbad, outstanding comedy film. Gosh, if I had some time, I could probably put this together.
I was on the spot.
Yeah. I mean, look, I'll throw out two movies that I'll throw out that just never don't make me laugh. Christmas Vacation.
Love it.
And every year I laugh. And Better Off Dead with John Cusack.
Wow.
That's a way back.
So funny. It's
Sure.
so funny.
You're going to go back. I'm going to go back. And I know y'all won't like this. Nobody will probably like this. But I literally laughed so hard. Harold and Kumar
Sure,
go to
White
White
Castle.
Castle.
That was
the
a great
first,
one.
The first
sequels
one.
were not very good.
Yes.
But the first one was. It was a shocker.
When the
Nobody
guy came out of the
expected
junkyard, I literally lost it.
it. You know, another good one. I wouldn't put it top 5, but one that absolutely surprised me when I saw it in theaters was 21 Jump Street. That movie was
Yeah.
hysterical.
The second one I thought was better.
Yeah, that seems to be the divide. A lot of people think 2 is better. I
Jeff?
loved 1.
Jeff?
I mean,
Hello, Jeff.
I'm just thinking through if you can count it as a comedy. Oh, Brother, Where Art Thou might be up there.
It's
Nope.
funny,
It
and
has
it is.
parts.
It's an amazing movie. It's an excellent movie.
Good movie.
I don't know that I would count it as a comedy.
Fair enough.
I would say more of a drama.
Kind of
It's a
along the same
dramedy.
way. I'm not calling any of these necessarily my favorite, but I'm just looking through some things. There is The Graduate. I don't know. That's not like a laugh out loud. The 40-Year-Old Virgin might be up
Yeah.
there.
I can
See,
give you that.
I went through all these Apatow movies in my head, and I landed on Superbad above the others.
I would say Game Night is actually one.
Game Night is an excellent movie. That is
Yeah.
hilarious. Surprised the heck out of me.
What's the other one? Not Game Night, but they do another one. Oh, crap. I can't think of it now.
There's
There-
Date Night with Steve Carell and Tina Fey. That's not as good as Game Night, though.
No, it's something. Oh, Horrible Bosses.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Horrible
Yeah.
Bosses. I like Jason
second
Bateman
one.
a lot. I like
The
Jason
second one,
Bateman
not the
a lot.
first one.
Yeah, I'm not as much of a comedy movie guy, personally.
And-
Except for, like, really offbeat indie type stuff that you
Mhm.
guys have never heard of.
And like you said,
Try.
You
me.
might have.
I would also love to inject the Friday series.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Absolutely. Friday, the first one
Valid.
for
Down,
sure, and then
Pimp Down.
I guess it was the third one that I liked second best out of them. That's tough for me to say, but yes, the first one's an all-time classic for a reason.
All right, ending up. This is gonna be the end of the podcast. Anything else, guys?
I just hope everyone has fun this week.
Oh, I think we all had fun last week.
I sure didn't. You guys are jerks.
Whatever, man.
No.
Yeah.
All right, see you guys later. Signing out for Uriah.
Goodbye.
See ya.